Now, in this session, we are going to talk about print function, escape sequence characters, and comments. The print function is used to display a message on the output screen. It is mainly used to see the results of computations. The results could be text, numbers, or anything else. Now let's see how it works in practice. Here I am in my Jupyter notebook. To use the print function, we write print and then use parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we can write our argument. For example, to display hello world on the output screen, we write hello world within the parentheses. Text in Python need quotation marks. So I'm using quotation marks and within these I'm writing hello world. When we run this code, we see the output which is our message. To run the code, you can use shift and enter as a shortcut or you can just press the run command. In Python, it doesn't matter if you use single quotation marks or double quotation marks. I'm printing hello world with a single quotation marks and you can see the code run successfully. You can also include long strings within the quotation marks. There is no limit. One way is to enclose the entire string within a quotation mark. Another way is to use multiple strings separated by quotation marks. For example, here I am writing print and within it I first type Python is fun and then use another set of quotation marks for the next text like Python is easy. This is the output. If you want to include a space between these texts, you can use a comma between them. For simplicity, you can also add a space at the end of the first text or at the start of the second text. There are few functions you can use within the print function. One is the save function and the other is the end function. The save function is a separator that separates two texts included within the string. For example, if I write two texts, one is hello and the other is this is me and I want to separate them with a character or a space, I can use the save function. After the last text, use a comma, then the save function with an equal to sign and within a quotation marks, just type the separator you want to use. Here I'm using the comma, so the output will have a comma between the two texts. Another function is the end function, which adds something at the end of the command. For example, if I use print and within it type hello, so here I'm using the end function to add an exclamation mark at the end. Here is the output and you can see the exclamation mark at the end of the hello. But you can do all of this without using these functions. For numbers, there is no need to use the quotation mark. For example, if I use print and within it type 1, 2, 3 without quotation mark, you can see the code executed successfully. You can also use quotation marks, but then Python consider it as a text. Without quotation marks, Python consider it as a numbers. Here is the output of the numbers with the quotation mark. Python has some rules about what you can use and can't use in your code. For example, you can't use a single backslash by itself. If you try to print hello with a backslash at the end, you will get an error saying unterminated string literal. You can also get an error when you use quotation marks inside the other quotation mark. For instances, if you type print quotation marks I quotation mark am a Python programmer, Python will think the string ends set I quotation mark and gives an unterminated string literal error. The same issue happens with the double quotes. If you type print quotation marks once Nietzsche said quotation mark to live is to suffer and quotation marks and quotation mark, you will get an invalid syntax error because Python get confused by the double quotes inside the string. Now let's see how to avoid these errors. If you want to include a single quotes inside a string, use a double quotes around the whole string. For example, print double quote I single quote am a Python programmer will work fine and here you can see the output. Similarly, if you need to include double quotes inside a string, use single quotes around the whole string. For example, print single quote once Nietzsche said double quote to live is to suffer and then double quote and single quote and it runs successfully. Here you can see the output. The backslash is an escape sequence character in Python. Escape sequences let you include special characters in your string. They start with backslash. If you want to include an actual backslash in your text, use double backslashes like this. Print this is the backslash and then backslash and backslash. When you run this code, you will see only one backslash in the output. You can also use backslashes to include quotation marks inside a string. For example, to fix print quotation mark I quotation mark am a Python programmer. You can use backslash before this single quote inside the string and it runs successfully. The same goes for double quotes. There are also other useful escape sequences in Python like \n for a new line. For example, print $hello \n world will print hello on the one line and the world on the next line. Another one is \t for the tab space. For example, print hello \t world will insert a tab space between the hello and the world and you can see the output. Another escape sequence is \r which removes the text before it. For example, print hello \r world will print world and remove hello from the output. Now let's talk about comment. Comments are piece of text that Python ignores. They are used to explain the code, making it easier to understand. Comment can be single line or multi-line. Here I am typing print hello world and we can add a comment to explain what this code does. To add a comment, we use the hash sign and everything after this sign will be considered as comment and Python will ignore it. For example, print hello world hash print is used to display a message. When you run this code, Python will ignore the comment and just print hello world. You can include a comment anywhere in the code, even at the end of the line or at the new line, but everything after the hash sign will be considered as a comment. Another type of comment is a multi-line comment, which is used for a long explanation that spans over multi-lines. For the multi-line comments, we use triple quotes. It doesn't matter if you use single quotes or double quotes, as long as there are 3 of them. Like in this code, here I am using triple quotes and writing this is multi-line comment and it can span across a multi-lines. When we run this code, Python will ignore the text inside the triple quotation marks and here you can see the output. Here is the shortcut. You can select any line of the code and press Ctrl +/ to comment out the whole line, like here I am doing with a print function. So that's it for today's video, and if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends.